All right, friends, good evening. Stephen Bennun here with Israeli News Live, and I've been sitting here texting Elizabeth asking her if I'm live, and no, I've not been live. So anyway, it's kind of funny. It's funny how things like that happen sometimes, but anyway, we should be live now. Yeah, it does show that we're actually running live, so great. Elizabeth, we are live. We're live. It's actually going live now, so that's good. Anyway, listen, I titled the video a little different. Everybody's putting on there, Putin had a heart attack. No, he didn't have a heart attack. Oh, it's fake news. Oh, it's false news. No, it's his double. No, it's his second double, third double. Who knows? So many doubles you can't even keep up with it. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this a little bit for you guys. Now, could he have had a heart attack? Anything is possible. We know that. I think Putin is like 71 years old. And I am not here as a defender of Putin. I'm just here to try to make sure that we get the facts and get them out. I actually, a good friend of mine knows Putin's personal physician very well. And back when we were dealing with health concerns with him a little while back, he was supposed to be going in for surgery. Everybody thought it was cancer, things like that, but it wasn't. He does have a prostate issue. He does not have heart issue. He has not had any kind of heart issues whatsoever that I have ever been aware of. And I have been able to keep a close finger on that about his health. He did delay doing the surgery. And he doesn't have cancer, but he does have a blockage with his prostate. And he wanted to get that taken care of. But what was going on was there's been so many attempts on his life already that he was fearful of even going in for surgery as to what might happen to him while he is under anesthesia. And granted, I get that. I know that that would be a major problem for him and a grave concern as well. But also, too, I'm going to take you into some of the videos that I've done over the CIA using that, as I have titled on my channel, called Stephen Bennun. Make sure you guys see that on here. This is my other channel. I'm going to blow it up so you can see that bigger there. Stephen Bennun, 11.4 thousand subscribers. CIA New Breed of Assassins. I did make that video public. It used to be only on Patreon, and I actually had a second video on that as well. Here it is right here, Remote Viewers Become Assassins. This first one is a lot more in depth. I think you will definitely want to check it out. I'll try to make sure I put that in the description for you. And a lot of times we use this channel to upload to Patreon, and after so long, maybe a week or two, sometimes a month, some are exclusive for Patreon, but occasionally I do put those out there, especially if I feel like it's information that everyone needs to be able to see. So, you know, if you get the guys out there that are saying, Steve, why do you got everything behind a paywall? I don't. I make it available for you. And, but this is a way for people to help support the work we do, and we are appreciative of that. Otherwise, you know, there's not a whole lot of support. And but I don't want to testify that. I want to testify positively, because God knows that we certainly have serious needs here, and we're wanting to bring you accurate information. So let's get right into this. I did this video, and I want to play a clip here for you real quick from this. This is where I had learned from what goes on in DC there, where they were using remote viewers. They have now got an assassin group in remote viewing. And we talk about remote viewing. Remote viewing is not like what you see here in this picture right here on your screen, where the guy's sitting there at a table and somebody's writing down, and he's like, you know, trying to meditate and get this vision of what's going on, and then they write down what's going to happen. Hit and miss. Really, it's hit and miss. They say roughly about 60%. That's pretty bad. The real remote viewers, and I actually know one of those remote viewers, his name is Israel. I have had the privilege of speaking with him on more than one occasion. Not direct communication. I don't want to get into how that's been done. He works for Mossad as well as the CIA. He is by far one of the best. He is considered to be over 80% accurate, and I won't go into the reasons why we had communications about this. I do know that some of the things that he has encountered, I have been able to help him with from ancient documents to know why he has encountered some of the obstacles that he has gone through in his remote viewing. Now, he actually does a remote viewing where you leave your body and you literally go. It's like you send your spirit out and you're able to go wherever your thought takes you to. So it's like you're meditating on where you got to go. The government, and I share that in this video here, at Dulce, New Mexico, that's where one of the main areas are for remote viewing, where we've had soldiers volunteer for the program. We've done it with hallucinogenics. Now we do it by stimulation of the brain through certain frequencies that allows these people to be able to remote view. But then there's other people that are just gifted with that. They really have that ability to send their spirit out and actually go places. But the government discovered that they could cause death to people, which, by the way, generally those people know you are there when you remote view like that. It is, you can go there in their dreams. There's people that have that ability, and you can literally cause them heart attacks. I actually, in this video, talk a little bit about that. I'll play a little clip here for you. With you, though, about remote viewing. Remote viewing on levels 4 and 5 in Dulce are the levels that are what we call the paranormal levels at this base. And that actually was not the one I wanted to play for you, but it's okay. Let me play this. This is what I wanted to play for you. This is where I'm talking about different Russian officers. If you remember a few years back in 2016, I forget, it was 2015 it started, or 2016 going into 2017. There's about, gosh, what was it? Like a dozen Russian diplomats that mysteriously died. Well, about 6 or 7 of those died of heart attacks that didn't have heart issues. Listen in. No evidence of that. In other words, no evidence of a head wound. So it is believed that he actually died of a heart attack. Now, that's normally the way remote viewing works. They cause such a tremendous fear for the victim that they suffer massive heart attacks in their sleep. Andrei Karlov, he was shot dead in the art gallery there. Very famous scene that people have seen. Don't need to really go too much deeper into that. Like I said, I'll share the link with you here so you can see that. I want to go right into, though, the issue here with this thing about Putin. And let me just find the right place here on this. This guy right here, his name in Russian there is Nightingale. It's kind of like a girl's name, but it's not. I don't know how you pronounce it. It is like Valeria or Valera. I believe it's his first name here. This video right here is where he is claiming that Putin has had a heart attack. And I'm going to just share with you what he says here. But take that with a grain of salt for a moment here, okay? But this is kind of where these rumors get started. If you'll notice, Love Ukraine is right there in front of his name there. So just keep that in mind as you're listening. He's actually an attorney, though. He's not a doctor, he's an attorney, but listen to this.
Среагировали на шум, бросились в комнату, увидели, что Путин на полу корчится. Падая, он опрокинул стул.
As you notice, Putin was withering on the floor. He had overturned the table
водой и едой.
with water and
Они
food.
вызвали
They called
срочно врачей,
urgently.
удалось
Doctors managed to resuscitate
реанимировать. У
him.
него была остановка сердца.
He had
Это,
a
кстати,
cardiac
уже
arrest.
второй
By the way, this is the second time he
раз
has had
остановка
a
сердца.
cardiac
Первый раз,
arrest. The
если мне
first
память не
time,
изменяет, она была в мае
if my memory serves correctly, was in May of 2021. His memory should serve him somewhat correctly because Mr. Nightingale was over here doing another video about Putin having a heart attack in 2021. All right, so the thing is, though, they call him in these videos a Kremlin insider. Question is he really a Kremlin insider? Well, the Kremlin actually says that the president did not have a heart attack. Dmitry has said he didn't have a heart attack. Putin is seen seated here today, meeting with the Deputy Prime Minister of Industry of Trade, Denis Manturov. And it could be that Putin just really does not care to answer claims when they're false in the first place there. Maybe they just want to just see how far people will take this. I don't really know the answer to that, but this is him there in the meeting. There are people that say, well, he used his double. And then, of course, Russia denies. Mr. Petrie says that, no, he doesn't have a double. He does have doubles. All world leaders have doubles. That's clearly without question that is true. So that's a false statement for him to actually state. But here we go again with Mr. Nightingale. Well, gosh, maybe you ought to see a little bit more about this guy right here so you know who you're dealing with. There he is. Valeria Nightingale, accused of extremism. Against Valeria Solovia, still opened a criminal case on the incitement of hatred or enmity. The political scientist faces up to 6 years in prison. According to the investigators, Solve made publications about employees of the Russian authorities and the anonymous Telegram channel General SVR Writes RT. It is reported that the administration of this channel is carried out from the territory of Ukraine by Kharkiv citizens Viktor Imolayev. Nightingale conducts regular streams with him, as allegedly with the former SVR general Viktor Mikhailovich, although in fact Imolayev is a lawyer. I'm sorry, he's not the lawyer there. We're actually talking about Mr. Nightingale. So, and I may have the names wrong here too, by the way. So I do want to make sure. I was trying to figure out for sure what his name is. And so I don't know if he is with him as alleged with the former SVR General Victor. Okay. So when I'm looking at his video, that appears to be what his name is. But again, I don't speak Russian, so I can't say 100% for sure what the guy's name is. It may be that Nightingale is the guy doing the video. So I do want to make sure. Let me go back up. Let's find it again. Here you go. Here. Let me just see if we get a different name up here for him.
Об этом знает его ближайшее окружение.
I keep seeing the same name, so I'm assuming the Nightingale is his name. I did translate this name here. Yeah, it just stays on there. So my assumption is that is actually his name. But nonetheless, as I looked it up over here on VK, he is the guy there. It is his picture there. He is being accused of in a criminal case for incitement of hatred or enmity. So nonetheless, there's quite a bit of evidence out there for that type of conspiracy. Who knows? Who really knows, right? But so yeah, I would take it with a grain of salt. I'm not able to find out any information right now on Putin, whether or not these things are true or not. But I do know, though, that he did not have a heart issue. We did discuss that quite a bit back when we were talking about the issue that he suffers with his where they were actually saying that he had cancer, things like that, but it ended up being a prostate issue that he had. I really just wanted to touch on this here. Israel soldiers angry at Netanyahu's U.S.-based son. Times, it says here on RT, they're talking about his son being over in Florida right now. He's not coming back to serve with the other. He's 32 years old, up to 40 years old. You can be called up with the reserves, and he's not came back to do his part or his duty. And there's a lot of soldiers that are very upset about this. Even though I have major issues with Prime Minister Netanyahu and this whole war debacle issue to begin with, I actually do not fault that issue there of his son not coming back. Now, even when he was in the military, he was not infantry in the first place. He was only a spokesman in the military. But you have to understand, that's the last person you need on a battlefield going into Gaza if you're going to do this whole incursion on Gaza, because the thing is, everybody's going to be targeting that guy. And if you're in a unit with him, I wouldn't want him in a unit with me, because I would know that Hamas if they know that he's there, they're going to want to get him no matter what it takes. So you become like quadruple the target, because if they ever captured him, that would be a prize like no other prize they ever got. So no, it's not smart for him to go in there. So if you happen to be an Israeli soldier and you happen to see this program, think twice about it, guys. I mean, no, that's really not a good idea. Any world leader, when you're dealing with world leaders on the stage there, their kids, stuff like that, just like when I think it was over in Britain, the prince was was actually in the British military, served overseas and stuff. I wouldn't want him to be with me anywhere because I'd be too concerned that every Arab that was angry with Britain in the Middle East would be wanting to capture that guy, and then you become the target as well. So no, it's not good in those cases there. You put the soldiers more in harm's way when you're doing that. That's something people need to think about. Scott Ritter, if you guys happen to know him, somebody send me an email on there, Israeli News Live, and just put Scott Ritter's name in there. I would really like to interview him. He's got some very interesting information, but he did this piece here, Russia throws down the nuclear gauntlet, talking about a new type of nuclear weapon that they have finally got going now, nuclear power global range cruise missile. And I would definitely like to interview Scott and talk to him a little bit more in depth about that. Also, too, going back to where Erdogan office denies Turkish president suffered a heart attack. We know, like I said, this actually came out a little while back that he had also suffered a heart attack. And, you know, there again, they always claim that it was fake news as well. But when he even had his, or allegedly had his, first thing that came to my mind, again, was the remote viewing assassins, especially with all the issues that are heating up in the Middle East even now. I have actually been watching for that to be a possibility more on the horizon. And like I said, one of the best known remote viewers is an Israeli, and he works for both Mossad and CIA. I don't know if he's been any part of the Assassins program, but that would be interesting to find out. By the way, I am about to close this video now, and I am headed over. I'm starting on the this one that I wanted to go into about the fallen angels. It's going to be over on Patreon. You might want to check that out. I'm going to be going in a little bit with Ariel Tzadok, and where he talks about that in one of his latest videos. The plan involves the extraterrestrials' God-ordained agenda of the Watchers. So, and I'll put his video link in there for you as well, so you can see what he has to say about that. But that's very disturbing, what Ariel Tzadok is saying here. I get where he's coming from, but, you know, in light of what's written in the Dead Sea Scrolls, I think you're going to find something very interesting and very enlightening of this. We'll be looking at the book of Matthew, the book of Jude, and I will post that on Patreon a little bit later this evening. That one will end up going public over here on my channel, Stephen Bennun. So you might want to definitely subscribe to the channel, Stephen Bennun, here on not on Israeli News Live, but on Stephen Bennun, my YouTube channel there, for when I do make that video public, which may be a week or so later. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you for listening, and have a great night.